Hi, it's Clo Bare. Thanks for coming back to my channel. I am super excited that you decided to watch this because I've still been so very slow at getting these videos out. But today I really wanted to wrap up the series on dating anxiety. And we have already talked about what dating anxiety is and how to recognize what you're feeling and how to understand if it's sabotage, self-sabotage, or if it's actually your gut saying, get out of this relationship, you don't belong here. And we've also talked about visualization, meditation, and remembering this idea of what would happen if you succeeded in making this person like you or making this relationship work when it really probably shouldn't if you're feeling the amount of anxiety that you're feeling. So if you haven't watched those and you want to, go back and check them out. But what I will say is that this video stands alone as well because these aren't things that you have to do in steps. They're really just things that help me on one-offs and all together. So today, we're going to talk about step 4 and step 5 and step 6 because they're all really similar. So step 4 is this really kind of a mantra. I don't know how you say it, but I'm Midwestern, so what I say is right. But anyway, this mantra is remember that the cracks in your armor are part of you. And anytime you feel like you have to hide your vulnerabilities or hide the parts of you that are imperfect, remember that those are part of you too, and they're going to show eventually. And the person that's right for you, they're going to love those things about you. And you may not like those things about you, and you may feel insecure about those things, but they are part of you, and they are part of what makes you human, and they are what makes you a whole person. And remembering that for me has been really helpful because a lot of the time I will tell myself things like, oh, maybe if I'm just chiller, this will be better and he'll still like me because I don't want to try and make plans with him because I want him to think I'm chill. And then I'll start feeling anxious about it, and then I'll be like, well, should I just tell him that we should just plan something so I don't feel as anxious? Well, if I tell him I'm anxious, then he'll know I have anxiety, and then blah, 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 and then blah, 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 blah. And it just kind of turns in this spiral of all the ways that I wish I could be different. And that's not, number one, like trying to be somebody you're not is not super helpful for anxiety. Also, I want to be liked for who I am. And that includes things like the bad stuff, or not even bad stuff, just the human stuff, like anxiety and depression and recovering from trauma and things like that. So remembering that whoever you're with, eventually they're going to discover these things about you. And if they don't discover these things about you, there's something wrong because you feel like you're not able to share those things with them. So yes, you can be your best self with this person, but you also can't hide your worst self or the self that you're still dealing with or still learning to love. So speaking of chill, step number 5 is recognize when you're trying to be chiller than what you actually are. And let me explain what I mean by that. So with women especially, I notice women trying to be, and I talk to a lot of women who are trying to be chiller than what they are. And that means things like pretending not to worry or need to know when the next time you're going to hang out is, or saying that it's okay, you can just let me know day of and I'll just hold my Saturday free for you in case you want to hang out because you don't have the courtesy of letting me know beforehand. Yeah, that's cool, that's fine, that's chill, it's like totally fine. And we don't want to be annoying. We also don't want to seem desperate, or we also don't want to seem like anxious or too type A or anal or like a control freak. But the thing is, those things are not actually any of those things. Those things are not anal. Those things are not chill. Those things are not uncool. Those things are not even anxious. Those things are knowing your priorities and respecting your own fucking time. And what pisses me off about this double standard is in most of my friendships and the girlfriends that I know, and I know that this is anecdotal, so bear with me here, women are usually very good at adhering to other people's schedules and deciding and letting them know, like, this is the time that I have available and this is when I can fit you in. And like, if you let me know by this day, I can do something. Or if you don't let me know by this date, then I probably can't do something, but I'll be flexible. And I don't see the reverse happening as often. And I don't know if it's because of an awareness issue or because women are so constantly used to doing the emotional labor part. But I don't have time for that shit anymore. Like, I need someone who respects my time. And the second that I notice that I'm trying to be chiller than what I actually am, it's a problem. And that means that either A, this person's not interested enough to respect my own damn time, or I haven't set down any boundaries, which leads me into number 6. Number 6 is about setting boundaries. And this is so helpful in anxiety and dating anxiety because it's like, okay, I feel the anxiety. Something is wrong. It's not helping with my sanity. I need to set a boundary here. And if this person does not understand my boundary and doesn't pick it up and continue to move along with life and continue to want to see me, well, then they're probably not the right person. And for me, and I don't know about other people, I'm sure for other people too, I am bad at setting boundaries because I don't want to appear, again, not chill. It all goes back to not being chill. And I think it's just because I'm not actually a chill person, even though I wish I was and I want to be. But I don't have time to be a chill person. I have to plan my time. I have to schedule things. I have to make sure I'm getting shit done. Setting boundaries is so important because without them, well, first of all, if you don't know your own boundaries, then you can't implement them. So I recommend noticing when you feel like you're not being chill enough or when you feel like you want to appear chiller. Usually that is a red flag that you need to set a boundary. And for me, that looks like, let's go back to time management. For me, if somebody has a weird schedule and doesn't necessarily know when they're available to hang out or whatever, that's fine with me as long as I get some kind of notice and I know when I'm going to know if we're hanging out or not. So for me, I could wait until Saturday to see if we were hanging out on Saturday, but that's dumb. And for me, that's not okay because I have so many other things I could be doing with my time rather than thinking, oh, are we going to hang out or are we not? Like, it's not a big deal. It's fine. But I would rather know in advance so that I can make other plans. And not knowing what my plans are freaks me out. It makes me anxious. I know that about myself. And I know that needs to be a boundary. And so what I will say to a person is, hey, I can hang out on Saturday, but I need you to let me know by Thursday. Because if I don't know by Thursday, then I'm going to make other plans. And if you can't do that, then you probably don't really want to hang out with me. And if you can do that, great. Then we can continue this conversation. Boundaries are so damn important, especially for people with anxiety, because it gives you this little bit of control in a world where you can't control anything. And having that and having somebody who is willing to work with your boundaries and be okay with that and understand it, that's so important. You don't want somebody who doesn't respect your boundaries, physically and emotionally and sanity wise. So that's a hugely important one for me. And for the most part, that kind of wraps up my 13-page long 6 foolproof ways to overcome dating anxiety. Since I wrote that post, which was over a month ago, it was almost 2 months ago, I was in a relationship then, and that relationship ended, and that relationship that I was in was giving me a crap ton of anxiety because the person that I was dating was just constantly giving me mixed signals, and me being the person that I am and being the empath that I am, I would do the thing where I would make excuses for them, and I'd be like, yeah, he's really busy, he's got a lot going on, and he's I can be understanding, and the more that I kept actually addressing the reality, the worse the anxiety got, because it was okay, but I have a lot going on, and I still make plans, and I still make this person a priority in my week, and try to plan things, and try to make sure that I can see him, So, like, something's not adding up here. And the more I made excuses for it, the more my anxiety came because I was avoiding telling myself what I actually needed to hear, which was, dude wasn't that into me. So, it was a relief and a good thing that that relationship ended because ultimately he did what I probably should have done a while ago. And then I met somebody else, and I've been dating them for about a month now, and it's been going pretty well. And what's really cool is I don't have any anxiety over this one, and I'm doing this thing where I'm trying to date people who are nice, and I would say the last two people I've dated have been very nice. But this person that I'm currently seeing is just nice to the umpteenth level, and what's even nicer is he respects my boundaries and he makes plans with me and he communicates. And because of all of those things, I don't have any anxiety. So if you're struggling with anxiety in dating, it doesn't necessarily, I don't think it means that it's the wrong relationship for you, but I think it's important to see where am I not being honest with myself here. And I was not being honest with myself in the last relationship I was in. And who knows, there's probably something I'm not being honest with myself about in this current relationship. But I liked him and I wanted it to work. And even though I knew it wasn't going to. And because of that, I just felt anxious all the time. And so I don't know if I'm the type of person who will recognize and decide, I know this isn't going to work, but I'm going to keep trying anyway because I like this person. I wonder if eventually I'll get to the point where I'm like, this isn't going to work. I'm going to move on now. Because I am the type of person who likes to give people chances and give things chances unless it's just so blatantly wrong I cannot move forward. But it is interesting to look back at this post and think about that relationship that I was in and realize I knew. I was just doing a really good job of making excuses and ignoring what I actually felt and what those feelings meant to me. So, yeah, maybe that's the only kind of thing that you can know afterwards, though. So, I don't really know, but we'll see. So, thank you for watching and for following along this dating anxiety series that took way too long, but I very much appreciate those of you who have watched and are watching. And if you enjoyed this, please click the like button. And if you didn't, just don't come back. Or leave me some constructive feedback in the comments below because constructive feedback's great. And if you enjoy these videos, hit that subscribe button. So thank you very, very much. And I hope you guys are dealing with your own dating anxiety in your own ways. And if there's something that helps you, help everybody else and leave a comment. So thanks. Bye, guys.